County.
You really love it here, don't you, Grandpa?
I sure do. Talk about a long time ago. When I was a little boy, my grandpa would bring me walking out here. We'd watch the sun go down over the trees over there. Then he'd look around, and usually he'd find a place and start a little campfire. Whoa! Right there. He'd fire up some sticks, and then he'd start telling me stories. I reckon I laughed and talked through most of them, but you know, I heard every word he said.
What kind of stories did he tell?
All kinds.
Were dinosaurs in them?
Some of them.
When you tell stories, they just come alive.
That's how it was with my grandpa. Why, he could keep me interested in something way past supper time, but I never did mind at all. Especially when he told that one story that he would tell every chance he got.
What story was that?
The one about the promise.
The promise? What's that about?
Please tell it to us, Grandpa, just like when your grandpa told you.
Well, that's kind of a tall order. The story of the promise started a long time ago.
Start at the beginning. I want to hear the whole thing.
Let's start with the prophets, the ones who foretold his coming. A promise is a promise, especially from the Lord. We know he can be trusted to keep his written word. For when we wait with patience, the hope within us grows. And as we trust his timing, the fear and doubting goes. A day is like 1,000 in God's own view of time. The waiting and the longing are part of God's design. God is a God of promise. His promises are true. His words can all be trusted. What God has said, he'll do.
And I will raise to David a righteous branch, and he shall reign and prosper as king, and he will be called the Lord our righteousness.
He will be born of a virgin, and his name will be Emmanuel, God with us. He will know to refuse evil and choose good.
In Bethlehem, in the clan of Judah, shall come a ruler of Israel, and he will be great unto the ends of the earth.
He shall be meek and lowly, but his kingdom will have no end. His dominion shall be from sea to sea, to the ends of the earth.
What God has said, he'll do. What God has said, he'll do. What God has said, he'll do.
Wow, Grandpa, did you see those guys?
Yes, those are the prophets I was telling you about. They foretold the coming of the promise, the Son of God who would come to save the world.
And it all started with a baby.
Wrapped in swaddling clothes.
Hey, I knew that story.
Well, sure you do. The angel Gabriel appeared to a young girl named Mary and told her she was going to give birth to the Son of God.
What happened then?
Well, it happened that a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. Everyone went to his own city. Since Joseph was of the house of David, he made his way to Bethlehem with his wife Mary, who was great with child.